What's up, folks? Welcome to episode 1 of the Blockbuster Show. This is going to be basically a new channel, kind of rebranded from stuff we've done in the past, been mostly pop culture related, movies, TVs, issues in society today. My co-founders and co-hosts, Harry Sandman PR Vlogs, David from David Blucher's Videos and Collectibles, aka Mr. Blockbuster himself. And welcome to episode 1. How are
Doing well, thank you. How are y'all doing?
Did Kevin freeze for you too?
Yes, he did.
Kevin?
Hello. He's like Demolition Man.
This is a test.
Oh. Oh, man. I was wondering why his face didn't move.
Sometimes he does this just to mess with us, you know. He'll act like he's stalling, but this is really him crashed out.
It actually did stall on him.
Because he would have to breathe eventually.
I don't think he can hold his breath that long enough. Oh, man. I wonder, should we record without him?
I doubt it. This is going to have to be a fresh restart. Let me see what he's saying on Messenger.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm backstage. I just see that. Yeah, so I think you and Lean would really enjoy Streets of Rage 4.
More so me than her. I don't think she would probably be. She might play a little bit, but I don't think she would.
It's fun, and it's got hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, 'cause I got the original 2 on the little Sega thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one's really polished, and I like the variety of the environments. There's like underground. You're on a boat at one point. You're fighting on a plane. So the environments are drastically different than just, alleys and buildings and bars. So it's nice. It's a nice tribute to the era when the beat 'em ups were relevant. That type genre is so old school.
All right.
Is he giving us order shit?
I don't know.
He says, I hate my internet.
Yeah, and Rona.
And the Rona. We can't control this. He's the one that set it up.
Yeah, we can leave, but I don't think that.
So I played it last night, and I got all the way to the end, and I was using the main dude from the original game, and I could not beat the bad. He's back.
He's back?
Tattoo is back. Arr. I can't hear you, brother.
Oh, I'm tight. I'm here.
Okay.
Guess what? I didn't like that at all. So
Let's start fresh. Let's start fresh.
You want to start fresh?
Yes.
Well, we just cut it here.
Fresh timer as well.
Let's pretend at 4:31 it's new. Alexa, end timer.
25-minute timer canceled.
Alexa, 25-minute timer.
Well, she's legit, buddy.
25 minutes. Starting now.
What's up, folks? Welcome to the Blockbuster Show.
Yeah.
Had a little technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty. We're starting fresh right here. This is David Blucher's videos and collectibles, and my buddy Harry Sandman
What's up?
PR on YouTube.
Right.
These are the co-hosts, co-founders of the Blockbuster Show. We'll be speaking about everything movie-related, TV-related. What do we say? Poltergeist.
Sure, we could talk about
Pop
Poltergeist.
culture related.
We could do Ghost.
And this is episode 1. So let's go ahead and take it away, Harry.
All right. First topic right off the bat. Tomorrow is a very special date for all of us, especially from the era that we grew up. It is May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Although I know the original film didn't debut in it was like mid-May, wasn't it, Dave? New Hope. It didn't actually air on May 4th in 77. It was later in May, right? But for whatever reason, we acknowledge May the 4th as Star Wars Day. So how are you guys planning on celebrating, if anyway?
For myself, if I'm off, well, I guess regardless, I'm going to do a little hunting, Star Wars related hunting. So definitely want to do some type of video. If I'm home, then I'm going to go more elaborate as far as collection Star Wars stuff. That's me. Yeah, maybe I'll watch some of the original trilogy.
Okay, Dave.
When I was sitting here thinking about it, I might just like I originally wanted to do a collection video. But I think I'm just going to do a carded collection video, just specifically on the carded figures I got on the wall. So that might be something I can do later on this evening. And
that's an idea.
Yeah, I won't do anything that's boxed up or anything. Just what you see, in front of y'all. That's pretty much it.
I would like to celebrate by watching probably A New Hope. I did reactivate my Disney Plus after taking a break. So that's how I watch Onward and stuff yesterday. So I would like to watch New Hope. I did recently see Empire Strikes Back, and I saw Return of the Jedi like holiday time, like when Mandalorian was on. So those are still fresh in my mind. So I wouldn't mind watching A New Hope to celebrate the the anniversary of it.
Yeah, that'd be good. So pretty much be doing the same thing. Yeah. In years past, before our pandemic and all this, we have like places, flea markets where the vendors would do something special for us fans. They would do May 4th special sales clearance. They'd bust out all their Star Wars stuff. That's all they would actually stock that day. Right.
Toys R Us was one of those ones that really did up May the 4th, like a big event, It was a secondary Force Friday every year.
Yeah.
You have Force Friday in the fall, and then you have May the 4th in the spring. And
yeah, it's fun. Lots of fun. Not so much. I don't know what when did Walmart would do their things recently, like the last few years, but it was like
it's really
right.
Very little now, because Star Wars as a boy brand has diminished so much in sales because today's kids are not into it at all, we were when we were children. And the sales margins are so small. So that's why you see in your Walmarts all over our country, the Star Wars sections and the boy toys are just reduced to one little 4-foot section now.
Yeah.
It's mostly those cheapo lightsabers, very little action figures.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
That's state of affair, in my opinion. As someone who grew up loving Star Wars and to this day still do, but you can thank the poor, the way that the Force Awakens trilogy has transpired from 2015 till the ending last year. And that's a big deal. This is what Disney is doing for May the 4th. They are putting The Rise of Skywalker on Disney Plus tomorrow. So, and it's only been out on video, I don't know, a month.
Yeah.
It's already going to be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they haven't done well lately when it comes to toy sales. That's one of the reasons why they got rid of the IPO figures, is because of the films didn't do so well and the toy sales has bombed, especially since The Last Jedi was released. Even though I was lucky to finally, well, I only got like one figure left that I need to find for my single carded collection. But it's just crazy how prices these days on the secondary market for certain figures.
Oh, I know.
It's just like even Black Series is suffering. You know, I mean, you figured
Kevin has seen that firsthand. How lousy all the Walmarts that you encounter in Corpus, like the Black Series offers. You're lucky to see 2 or 3 Black Series.
Yeah, it's almost empty. That little, they just get a small little section now, and then it's all empty. They got those gold damn things, and that they tried to target the kids. Those
look so bad. Those gold figures, Dave. Talk about the gold figure, the 3 3/4 inch.
Well, I can't really say much because I don't own any of them, nor do I want to.
If Dave didn't buy it, you know it's bad because his acceptance for the size.
Because that was like the only thing left of the 5 POAs that you could actually finally get.
Yeah,
but I don't want gold shit. And,
you'll see that in Five Below before too long. Them gold things will be in Five Below.
Well, they're selling them just for a couple bucks at my Walmarts. They went on clearance, those and the kitty ones.
They lucky that I was able to purchase the Mandalorian vintage collection.
That was nice. You found Cara Dune too, didn't you?
Yep. So they pegged on the wall over here on the side. So only thing I need left is a Stormtrooper. But oh well, if I don't find one, it's whatever. I'm not in.
It's a sad state of affairs for us guys who grew up with this property being such a huge part of of our lives, and then having the prequels and just the comics. And why didn't Disney follow the path that the comic books and novels already laid for them about what a movie after the Return of the Jedi should have been about? Why did they just stick to the existing stuff that was ready for them? Why did they go this retarded direction they went?
They had the
it was okay with The Force Awakens, but once they changed directors and stuff, and then they had to get back Abrams to somewhat patch it up, it was already too late by then. I mean, that's why Rogue One and Solo suffered, was because of how bad.
No, I feel that because I will stand up for Solo. As bad as the Force Awakens trilogy is, I actually loved Solo and enjoyed it, just like Rogue One. I think we all agree that Rogue One is the best thing that Disney has produced since buying Star Wars from Lucas. Rogue One is arguably their best thing, besides the Mandalorian series, that feels like original trilogy Star Wars. But Solo was a very divided fan base. A lot of people hated it. I loved it.
I loved it too. That's why I pretty much got almost everything from that film.
I think it's sad that they will not use that cast to continue a story on the big screen. And I would love to see Han and Chewie be introduced to Jabba the Hutt and them becoming his top smugglers, leading up to whatever he did while he was always on the run from Jabba in A New Hope. What a perfect opportunity that would be to make a film.
Yeah. We can bridge the gap to New Hope, like fill that space in right before.
Yeah, during the time of Rogue One, Han and Chewie would have been Jabba's #1 smuggler.
Yeah. And Vader, I
would love to see that transpire,
Yeah. You can keep Vader alive for one more movie.
And they could use, what's his name, as Lando again. The cast is perfect.
Yeah.
Solo cast.
James Earl Jones is still alive. He can still be the voice.
The chick from Game of Thrones, what she's doing, working for Darth Maul.
Yeah, we see another Darth Maul movie.
There's more story to be told there, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would probably be better than the next thing I want to see in the trilogy. I think we've spoke about. I want them to go back in the timeline and do some real old school stuff past all this old Republic stuff.
Let's move on from May the 4th and let's talk about, if you want to get that video queued up on share screen.
Alrighty.
It's leaked footage from 2017. U.S. military, I'm not sure, I guess Air Force, pilots that were doing routine exercises encountered what the Pentagon is. In them making the video public, they are admitting that these are true UFOs and they do not know the origin of what this thing was these pilots encountered that day.
Of course they wouldn't know.
Well, by them saying they're agreeing to the UFO, they're not saying aliens. They're just, it's a very generic term to say, yeah, we don't know.
Keep getting it ready, boys. I'm going to plug in my laptop so it doesn't die on me. Give me 1 second. Keep getting the video.
All right. 2 U.S. military pilots see UFO, or how's...
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. I guess.
Okay, I think this is the one that you mentioned. Let me fire up as a StreamYard. Let's see. Let's share. Share. Let's go to Chrome tab and share. Here we go. There we are. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Did we lose Mr. Harry?
He said he was going to try to plug it up in time so it doesn't die, but...
We can always hop back in when it's on.
That's true.
That's true. Well, he's seen it. I guess me and you need to watch it.
Yeah, we need to watch it. He said it's 40 minutes, 40 seconds, 40 minutes. Shit.
I don't think we have enough time.
To find a pair of reliable and durable shoes that can withstand anything that is thrown or
Guess we have
dropped
to
on
wait
them.
for commercials, of course.
Oh, yeah. People got to get paid.
Commercial, and it's not even playing, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Introducing
I wish I had good internet. Supposedly, my city's going to get fiber optic eventually.
Had multiple mid-air encounters with high-flying, fast-moving objects.
Let me let them back in.
Howdy, sorry.
Oh, you're fine, sir. You're fine. So skip. I don't want it. They're always trying to sell me stuff. Of course. All right. So here we go. It'll play eventually, sirs.
One of these days.
One of these days gonna be all right. One of these days. So we have this lady here talking about and then they were gonna go into the video eventually. It's gonna be real good. Let me see. Play via heat. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Just to give you a warning.
Hudson River right here. in
Oh,
New
there's
York.
nudity.
More-
What is
Geo,
it?
the
Nudity?
Navy is now investigating.
Oh my lord, I'm gonna choke something.
Save that for the bedroom.
AR, Cecilia. Yeah, a lot of these UFOs have been captured
Come on,
on
Gio.
video, some of them over water, and now at least one pilot says he saw them daily.
new reporting this morning on unidentified flying objects in our air.
Pretend we're watching it because I'll just put the video on here.
Okay.
Oh,
You
yeah,
see,
that's so cool.
see that little stingray looking thing in the sky?
Yeah.
UFOs during training missions.
The thing I was going to warn you about is the jargon that the pilot used is so unprofessional.
Really?
One's like, check that thing out, dude. It's like super casual. These are military pilots.
The human crew.
Clearly, there's nothing that we're used
They act like they've seen it all.
Yep.
saying that there was an unidentified object in our working space. We don't know what to do.
This on the eve of a new History Channel series called Unidentified, Inside America's UFO Investigation.
The object then appears to accelerate rapidly.
The show chronicles a year-long investigation that includes former military intelligence officials speaking out on numerous reported encounters.
We trust the American people to know that there are certain countries that have nuclear warheads, and yet we don't trust the American people to know that there's something in our airspace that we don't know what it is.
Overnight, the Navy telling us that in recent years, there's been a number of reports of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft in our airspace, and therefore they've implemented new steps to report further possible incidents.
And listen, nobody at the Department of Defense is saying
You can close this. These guys don't have nothing important.
that there could be
Okay.
I think the three of us have enough now that we can discuss.
our left
Right.
what we think is happening here.
Air quotes. Earthly.
All right, so let me see here. So very interesting. They're finally willing to admit that at least what they saw is UFO in origin. They don't know what it is, but basically, to me, that's what they're saying. We just don't know what it is. They're not really admitting to much by saying that. To me,
No.
saying, "Oh, yep, UFO," meaning it's identified as of right now. But who knows? At least they're not trying to shut them down like you did in the past. Like in the past, you just weren't allowed to say anything. Period. Especially pilots, that are actual. They're GI. They're government property. It's interesting.
I'd love to hear Dave's take.
I really don't have anything on that, to be honest with you. Whether it's real or not, I'm sure it might have been something, but I just don't think it's anything that people are making it out to be.
I guess the most exciting part of it that gets the child in us pumped up is the fact that you were saying that this thing maneuvers unlike. I mean, the law of physics allows our planes to do certain things and our jets and our helicopters. The fact that this may actually do something, that we don't know how to do with our modern technology.
We don't.
It's exciting. That part is exciting.
Yeah.
We always want the unknown.
Our aircraft can't turn and stop in midair the way this thing.
Yeah, the propulsion systems that we run doesn't do that. We're just still crude, basically, probably in many ways, just burning aviation fuel to combust forward, but not make L's like 90-degree angles and stops and all that, and then continue. It's interesting. I mean, I would like to know that at least, if Russia or someone come up with the stuff, that we'll get involved in it eventually.
When you have time, Kevin, check out what Joe Rogan has to say about very footage on his podcast.
Yeah.
He's got a talk with some people about the leaked footage. So you will get more insight when you hear what Joe has to say about it.
And to be honest, now that you brought up Joe Rogan, I've actually been enjoying his podcast. I didn't realize how much he puts into it because he brings in like with this whole coronavirus, COVID, he'll bring in the foremost scientists in the world, and he's having conversation with them. So I do like his podcast.
Joe is all over the place with his topics. He's not just one type of podcast. He is.
Yeah. But it's not just
current events, entertainment. It's everything.
Yeah, he brings in professionals though. It's not just him trying to throw out conspiracy theory. He brings in top dogs, so it's fun.
Well, we don't have to dwell too much more on the UFO footage. If you want to move on to our next and last main topic of this introductory show, and that is the controversy between Universal Studios' decision that even after public safety concerns are lifted and theaters are allowed to have full shows again in capacity, they are going to continue to release their movies digitally at the same time as they hit theaters. And this has caused a division in the movie business because the theater companies say they account for half of the revenue of the movie business. So if movies in 2019 made $40 billion, $20 billion of that is accredited to ticket sales, the drinks and the popcorns and the snacks we buy in that time period that those movies can't be viewed anywhere else legally until they are home released. Universal wants to break that old unspoken handshake agreement that movie theaters should have a time frame to show stuff before the consumer can watch it at home legally. So that's where I would love to talk to. I know you both are avid moviegoers and avid movie watchers, as I am. And Dave, especially, who loves going to the theater more than the average person does. I would love to hear both your opinions on where what side of the line you fall on this.
The way I look at it is that people got to understand that as time goes on, things evolve, just like home medias, you went through the VHSs to the DVDs, to the laser discs, to the beta tapes, and to Blu-ray, now 4K. I mean, it's going to, and now, with the streaming service, yes, they are still physical copies out there, but it's not very much of it. You don't see it like you used to 5 years ago when things were well stocked and Best Buy's, half the store was nothing but movies and stuff. I still have memories of going to Best Buy and finding all kinds of stuff, anything and everything, whether it's CDs or movies or whatever. Now you're lucky to get like 2 sections of anything.
It's been heavily condensed.
But it's just the same way. Theaters are the same way. Look at drive-ins. Drive-in theaters, that was the thing of the 60s, 70s, and early 80s. Now you got theaters that are like enclosed spaces. Now drive-ins are coming back. And the reason being is because that way it offsets what the current situation is going now. Same thing, Universal's being smart with their products. Yeah, it might not be the most popular thing, but they got to go with what the customer, and the consumer is wanting. They're going away from having, basically they're protecting their investment and they're protecting, people in general, whether they whether the other party understands that or not. But, actually, to be honest with you, me and my wife, we've enjoyed doing this. Every weekend we have a movie night. Even though we know that we can't go to theaters, we know that it's open now, but we're going to wait another month or so, probably next year. I know that may sound like extreme, but everybody's situation is different, so you have to make sure that your situation is going to be the safest bet possible. And for AMC and for Regal and whomever else might jump in the bandwagon,
Cinemark is
Cinemark,
considering.
that's selfish and it's just outlandish that they're gonna go that route and say, oh no, we can't.
They want to ban Universal and any other studio that plans on doing this.
And it all goes because of the simple fact that one movie, all it took was one movie to do this. Trolls.
Yes.
That made millions of
lot
dollars
of money
off of just their streaming service.
Yes,
and once they saw that, they're like, okay, well, we got something here. It's just like anything else in business. You want to throw the first pitch out there and see where it goes, see a little test run and see where it gets you. So apparently it was a success. So why not capitalize on that? Why not provide people that are comfortable in their own home? And I know that y'all have discussed this earlier about how, people are now buying big screen TVs with sound bars and surround sounds. And so what's the point of investing all that money into those equipments and still go out to the movie theaters when you can at least enjoy some kind of capacity at your own home, make your own popcorn, stuff like evolution of stuff, it evolves over time. Eventually that's just going to be it. That's how it's going to be. It's sad to say, as much as I love going to the movies and buying their tins and cups and stuff like that, I know eventually theaters
their days are numbered, aren't they?
Yep. And that's why they are talking about having drive-ins come back, like the one in here in Fort Worth, Texas, the Coyote Drive-In. It sold out the first day we opened.
That's an interesting theory. If these companies that have the city theaters you have to sit inside to use will not show Universal's pictures, what's going to stop Universal from selling their films to drive-in theaters that will show them on top of the digital sales?
So, I mean, you just gotta evolve with everything else, that's just how it is.
Let's see what Kevin's thoughts are on where this division is coming in the industry on film.
Well, I think if it's so crucial for their livelihood to have them stay with them, then it should have been taken care of legally all those years ago. If they're going to die from this, then they shouldn't have done a handshake. You know, it's what they're doing is not illegal. So they should have made it legal, you know, like a legal binding contract. They didn't. They
You're
screwed it.
right.
And the fact
Valid
that
point.
yeah, and if they're saying, "Oh, we're not going to show," and there's going to be several people, they're hurting themselves further by limiting content that people are not going to go to. Maybe they want to see that, so they're not going to go to theaters because the theaters are not offering it. So they're just going to this little childish decision they made by banning them. I think it's going to hurt them even more and kill them off even more. The digital world is destroying everything, and we have to all adapt to its power. You know, Blockbuster Videos was a social event of the week for me and my family. You know, that was the go pick movies. That's gone. Digital killed it. Digital is killing everything. So we got to live and adapt to it. They're going to do the same thing, or they're going to, like you said, the theaters are going to go away that much faster. Here in Corpus, now that we're quarantined, there's a huge explosion of drive-in theaters because you're in your cars, you're safe. They'll deliver food to you. Like we have restaurants that have massive, you know, setups, and they're so sold out. It takes a month now to get to them. People are selling.
Holy cow!
A month because my wife read into it. There's a restaurant here called People's. It's a huge restaurant, and they set up a drive-in, but it only holds like 40 cars. So, and it's got a massive, you know, and it's not like the newest movies either. It's, and you
That's
order
what they have the license for to show legally.
Whatever they have the license for, and then you order the food, and they, you know, this is their way to survive in these times. They had to be smart.
It's smart.
I mean, we can't even get into it this month. That's how popular it is here.
That's how much the demand is there to get out of the house and go see a movie.
Yeah. But I think this step, like, I think this is a long time coming, getting brand new movies in the household. I think we just needed a catalyst for this to happen, and this Corona stuff is exactly what we needed to push it into the
What's to say in the fall, Kevin? You're in the health industry. What's to say in the fall when the virus hits again and it evolves? We're not right back in this situation we're in again, and worse.
Well, in my opinion, I think them opening everything up is going to be shut down again. I think it's out. Well, we're not even slowing down on cases.
Nope.
Like this is not even a pause for us to do this in. So there's not like even like, oh, we didn't know. No, we're just now starting to build cases. Like we've already taken 33-year-old and a 20-year-old just recently. Like it's only going to get worse now. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have to shut everything down again. So yeah, maybe this drive-through thing is going to be a big deal for a while. You know, I think they're going to reconsider what they're doing and see that it's a bad idea. And we're going to go back into self-quarantine again.
You know, if I was in the theater business, I would be in the meetings pitching the idea that folks are going to go digital, whether we're on board or not. So how can we inject ourselves in the process? Like,
Alexa, stop.
If you come watch this movie in our theater, we'll give you $10 off purchasing it digitally.
Yeah.
Like exclusive. If they handshake with the studios and say, look, we're going to help. We want to be part of it too, because we know there's a core audience out there that loves going to the theater and experiencing their favorite movies in the theater first. So they should be trying to find a way to cooperate with the process rather than to say, oh, we're going to just ban Universal movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to get into go into self-preservation mode and try to figure out the best way to roll with the times, because this is I mean, you could have predicted this 10 years ago. Eventually it was going to go this way.
I mean, like, you know, like to follow up on what Kevin was saying about the self-quarantine thing, you know, Texas, as you know, Kevin and I are from Texas and stuff, and they just now opened up to a limited capacity. I mean, it's not fully a full effect, but you know, here in my town, people are like, no, we're just because that we're allowed to do that, we're not going to do it. I mean, they're being smart, especially a lot of these restaurants in this area. They've actually just was like, look, you know what, even though we're allowed to open up to the public, we're not going to do that because we're still going to do the curbside pickups and online orders and so forth, because our people are important to us, or my employees are important to us. So this is why we're going to do what we're still doing, you know, until otherwise. So a lot of companies here in town, are just staying away from opening up to the public. You know, just the other day, we just had on the border. I called in the order, and man, they had everybody outside. You know, they had guy taking somebody's orders. You know, they had cars lined up to where you had to park, and they would bring out. They wouldn't let anybody out in their cars. You know, these like you stay there. We got this. You know, because they want to make sure that everybody is safe and sound, because they know this is serious. I know a lot of people don't take it seriously, and they feel like this is just whatever, but and that's fine, but a lot of people do take this stuff for granted because they think
I feel like the theater companies need to take notes on what the restaurant business is doing, because the restaurants are trying to stay afloat right now.
Yep.
And if they don't follow suit, then like Kevin said, their days, or like you said, both of you, I mean, their days are numbered.
Yeah. And because and even if people are allowing people in, they're only allowing like maybe 20%, if that, only like a handful of people. But who wants to eat at an empty restaurant when you can't socialize with anybody, across the restaurant wall or something, and things like that? That's boring. But I mean, it's just that's just how it's gonna be like that for a while, And just feel bad for theaters that are being petty, like Kevin said. They're being petty about this shit, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like taking note, and like you, Harry, you mentioned, it's like, look, you know what? This is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what's making money. Maybe we need to evaluate our current situation and go forth with it, But it's still in the early stages, so only time will tell, And like Kevin mentioned, this shit hadn't hit its peak yet. It hadn't even, this is the beginning, and it just seems like that opening up too soon like this is allowing people to, they know people will go crazy and go out and do this and that, and it's just going to be, like you said, Kevin, these cases are going to go steadily skyrocket. Here just alone, just the last couple of days, we had like 1,000 new cases of this stuff just because of this whole state opening up thing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're just not going to tell you. It's just you got to be smart and figure it out on your own. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on that.
What was our next topic?
I think that's it. I mean, other than mentioning tonight is the resume of season 4 of Rick and Morty. They're calling it the other 5. It's the remaining 5 episodes of season 4. It should be airing at 11 p.m. East Coast, so I guess that's midnight in Texas on Adult Swim. And that's the same old time slot on Sundays. We have the other 5 episodes from this Sunday forward. So all of season 4 over the next 5 Sundays.
I'm excited. There's a big following for Rick and Morty, so I think it's good. Something cool. So I'm pumped about that.
I'm hoping that the wait for season 5, when these 5 are over, will be significantly less than how long we had to go from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they'll have it ready 2021, like in the fall, no later than that. It should be less of a wait, especially with the deal they made. They took a huge sum of money with a guarantee of making 70 more episodes. So they need to get on the ball with honoring their part of the deal. They've gotten the cash. Now they need to produce the content.
Yeah.
That's one thing that hurts a lot of folks, is because once they establish themselves and once they take that money, they just feel like, well, we just got paid. We could just take it however. They just stop caring.
Isn't that something we all can relate to? We've all been in that boat.
Yeah.
When you get a large sum of money and then you stop doing your grind because you have a little level of comfort. Yeah. And then when that spends and that's gone, it's back to reality, right?
Yeah.
These guys are no different. They literally have admitted on camera that they took more time off than they should have, and that's why 4 took as long as it did. And they didn't even have all of 4 ready. That's why we had to wait 3 months.
My problem is the level. I mean, I think they're responsible for a level of professionalism and providing it, because look at Seth MacFarlane. They have never been late. I mean, they're 18 seasons, and they did Cleveland Show, American.
Yeah, they're workhorses.
And they don't drop the ball. Does Rick and Morty need more personnel? I mean, they make the money. They need to fix.
They have a very small team. That way, there's more money to go around. They have a core team. They all got rich and they all got lazy, and now they're playing catch up.
Yep.
It's a shame because they could be another 20 season Family Guy type show. You know, it's that popular.
Well, look at the creators, though. Look at their character, Rick Sanchez. Sanchez's whole mantra is don't care about what anybody thinks and do what you want to do. And this is exactly what they're doing.
He's a drunk. He's on drugs.
Like, you should understand. They're telling you who they are with this character.
Yeah.
They're like Jekyll and Hyde. They have a little bit of Morty in them that's making them be responsible.
Yeah.
They are, most of the time, Rick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. True.
But I think that's all for this one. Unless you guys have anything else.
That's it from me. I think that was a good episode. On the fly. Everybody's be safe, stay clean.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Don't go where you don't need to go. You're not gonna die. I mean, like, they opened our mall up and they're trying to say 25% capacity, but I see like 20 fools in a row going in there, no masks still. I mean, this is nowhere near ending anytime soon. These fools are gonna keep us sick.
I have a buddy of mine that went to Movie Trader earlier this weekend. He was so mad because of the simple fact that they're making people wear masks, and like they literally monitoring how far apart you are and stuff. Yeah. He just feels like this is stupid. Why do I have all these rules? Why can't we go back to the old ways? Well, motherfucker, wake up and smell coffee. Just because you're healthy doesn't mean everybody else is.
That's right.
Know? It's just like, it's one thing I don't understand. You know, it's just like, you know, as far as I know, we all probably could have it. Well, we know Kevin doesn't because he's already tested for it, and came out clean 100%. But, you know,
I'm pretty sure I did have it when I was so sick in December.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing because I'm pretty sure me and my wife had it too because she was sick earlier this year, and even though it wasn't as bad as yours was,
right?
But she got sick, but after she felt better, her cough lingered on for another 2 weeks. 2 weeks of nothing but coughing, but it wasn't like a cough that would hurt or nothing. It was just, it was constantly.
They've already explained why that is, because they say this COVID actually leaves scar tissue in your lungs that will make you a non-productive cough for a long time after it's gone. That's one of the ones that live will deal with scar tissue.
Right.
You have that damn cough. And I agree with y'all, because I think around November, December, a lot of people were sick and didn't know why and just chalked it up to flu, pneumonia.
They diagnosed it as a severe upper respiratory.
Yeah, before we really understood what's going on.
Right.
So I kind of believe that for a lot of people, maybe got with it and got over it. And hopefully your body built up antigens to fight off the next round, you know?
Because, you know, we ordered some vitamin C pills, you know. I know that's not enough, and that's not going to be the answer, but that's a little part of it where you can, if you don't like oranges, see, my wife, she hates oranges. I love them. But the simple fact is that we have vitamin C pills. I take mine on a regular every morning before I go to work. I take it before I go to work. So that's one way to help out, but to build your immune system, and plus being out in the sun and stuff, vitamin D helps out too. That's another thing that they try to get people to understand, that, you know, another way to fight it off. But back to your point, when she got sick, I caught it, but all I had was the chills and maybe a cough or two. It wasn't, I didn't have it as bad, but I did catch something from her. She did all the right precautions, like covering, you know, all that stuff.
Have on it.
Yeah, pretty much. But still I caught it. So it goes to show you that it is that contagious.
Yeah.
I mean, just no matter, it's just that presence right there can get you sick and stuff. So, but I like like you said, I mean, I truly believe most of us did have it and just didn't even know it until now. We just were the lucky ones to live through it.
You're right.
And once they, like they say, once you have something, you have it. And I mean, your body's already used to it, so you're not going to be as bad off as you was the first time around.
That's right. Yeah. Hopefully that's the way it works.
That's what you want to think, but
yeah, hopefully so, because no telling if this thing morphs into something else. If it builds up immunity to us, to things we're doing, and we don't know.
Yep.
But all we can do is hope, because there's a gentleman that was only 5 or 6 years older than me. I don't know what his past history was, but he was a paramedic out of Colorado. He went up with me. He was up in New York with me. Really nice guy named Paul Carey. And he got it. And I don't know if he did anything different than I did, but he died. And this dude wasn't much older than me. And I have a ton of fucking medical problems, and he died.
Right.
We just lost him a few days ago.
Yeah.
He went home, or he died that week he went home from it.
Damn.
Yeah. So that could have easily been me. I mean, we're
close to home right there.
Yeah. We're in the same boat. We actually knew, like, when I met him for the first time, and he was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it. So any one of us could die to it. No, I don't think they know all what's going on, because
no, they don't.
Now,
20 years going off of speculations and shit, and what they think they know. That's all that is,
No telling what it is. Sometimes they say, "Oh, women are stronger than men when it comes to it," but we don't know for sure.
I saw something. I don't mean to cut you off, but I saw something that was really crazy, and these are things that people just put out there that you could, sitting on the shitter, you can catch catch it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was another one? There was another crazy theory or stuff about how you can catch it.
Farting, you can pass it through farts.
Oh, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, what?
Another bad one is the N95 masks are not 100%.
Yeah.
People have been known to catch it with those. I mean, those, the only way to know for sure you're wearing it, there's an actual spray that you use to test the seal. And people are getting these things out here. They don't have medical history, like, background. They don't know what they're doing. And a lot of people are not wearing them correctly. I mean, just because you're even taking every precaution you can does not mean you are 100% safe. I mean, you could be readjusting it, because those things, like, I start dripping snot.
Sure.
Because, I mean, that stuff, it's horrible to wear. I hate wearing that stuff, but I do. But, I mean, it's uncomfortable to people, so people tend to adjust it and take it off their face a little bit. And, I mean, none of us
Talk about the thing they shove up your nose when you're doing the test.
When you do the test, it's 2 parts. The first one's not bad. They draw blood. Mm-hmm. And what that does, the blood test, they get the results in 5-10 minutes. It is to see if COVID-19 particles are in your bloodstream. This does not 100% mean you have it or you don't, but it's a good, if you don't have it, more than likely you're clear, because there's no particles circulating in your system. That's the first part. The second part, the one that's 100%, is the swab, and that's the nasal swab. But they have to pass up your mucous membrane, everything, and get to the back to where they hit the back of your fucking skull. Like, they have to go to a certain part to where they hit the back, and it stops moving. Like,
that sounds horrible.
It is horrible. Like, all you can do is like, you just keep going back with them because you feel like you're being tortured. They have to, though. It is awful, but once they do that takes 3 or 4 days. Once you get that result, that's 100% you do or don't have it. Like someone like
my nose.
You may have had it in the past. I mean, it still would show up that you had it, but mine showed up clear, so I don't know.
I talked to a guy who was in the Navy and had COVID, was in isolation in the military hospital overseas. Then he got over it, and then he was in quarantine. Then he was allowed to come home, but then he was in quarantine at that military base when he got home. And then finally he was allowed to go to his house in one of the 2 Carolinas, okay? He had to have the thing done with his nose 7 times.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it could be like that. The thing is, like, just because I got back from New York and I'm clear, I've since then been working, and I am transporting almost every day positive people. Like, they are found positive in my city Well, they have to go for pulmonology services to Corpus Christi. So I'm transporting positive all the time. So, I mean, other than if I start, they won't check me just to check me. I have to start showing symptoms. But
Right.
what they'll do is they put you in quarantine again and then have to test you multiple times. Just because of the incubation period, you can you could be asymptomatic walking around dirty and no one will ever know.
Right.
But they're speculating that might be a possible cure is the people that have had it and survived. They want to pull plasma from those people and test it and see if they can remove antigens and see if there's something there to combat this stuff. Because so far we don't have anything to vaccinate or anything.
Right.
Who knows? It's
Wow.
all still shrouded in mystery, so let's all go to the mall unprotected. Breathe on each other.
Let's go to Hot Topic. Buy some Chase
That
Pops.
is already small enough as it is.
It's wild.
But that's about that. 50 minutes now.
Yeah, you may want to break it up into 2 uploads.
Yeah, we could do that.
You could do like an after the initial contact.
Yeah.
Break it up.
Maybe I'll cut off the COVID
After
here.
the podcast chat,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to cut
Or
the first
Dukes.
5 minutes off and all good. We'll see. I guess that's that.
That's it.
All right. Until next time, y'all stay savage. Blockbuster episode 2, hopefully next Sunday.
Yeah, I would love to for next Sunday. I would love to make it weekly if we can.
All right, I'll end it there. Hey.
All right.